Hello, lovely people. Hello. Kelly here with yogawithkellyj.com, and today I have a guest, or shall I say my amazing husband, Alan Reed.
Hello.
Oh, so I thought it would be a great chance to obviously meet him. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Alan, and obviously I'm Kelly's husband. I am also a certified yoga teacher, and we've been doing a lot of different types of practice together and on our own over the years. And it's just really nice sometimes for us to kind of join forces. Kelly has amazing experience and has this lovely compassion and is really good at reading people and figuring out what's best for them. And I'm a bit more on the logical scientific side of why we do yoga, and a bit of philosophy as well. But it's just nice to kind of match that masculine and feminine energies together for yoga practice. So yeah.
Yes, I really couldn't agree more. We've done a few lessons together, like one-to-ones, and I really like that mix that we bring. I love teaching on my own, but what we do is masculine and feminine and emotional and logical. It just really marries. So I really wanted to share that with you today. So before we start, Alan, you wrote something.
Oh yeah.
And I thought, with what we were doing yesterday, it would be, he wrote it and I was like, oh my goodness, yes, yes and yes. I think it will give you a really good understanding to another reason or why we do our yoga.
Yeah. So I've been inspired to write more lately, and I thought I'd start doing some short articles on yoga, just to give people a different perspective of some things. So this is what I wrote yesterday. It's called Finding Freedom in Your Forward Fold. So I inhaled deeply through my nose. There is no doubt a sensation in my nostrils. It's not easily defined, but a sensation nonetheless. I feel my diaphragm expanding outwards as the air fills my lungs from the bottom up. I reach my arms up to the sky. I try to focus on my breath, even though focus and effort could possibly be the opposite of what I'm aiming for. There is a slight pause at the top of my breath, my body fully lengthened upwards, and then with prolonged exhale, I start to bend at the waist. My back stays flat as I bring my chest down towards my shins into a forward fold, feeling the tightening of my stretched hamstrings and the slight pressure in my lower back. I wrap my hands behind my calves and pull a bit deeper. Don't push it, Alan. A reminder I have to give myself all too often. It's not about that. Think of the bhava and relax into it. The bhavas, as you may already know, are the attitudes or feelings associated with different asana, or yoga poses for those not familiar with traditional yoga in Sanskrit. And although you may never hear a word about it, if you are just attending a large modernized yoga class, each one of the movements we do is for a much deeper reason than just stretching out certain muscles. Of the four main bhavas, forward folds fall into vairagya, the attitude of expanding your understanding. To make it a bit more clear, we try to cultivate the feeling of objectivity, detachment, surrender, egolessness, and relaxation. Really, these forward bends are all about letting go. You see, it's very easy to get caught up in how we look in each pose, how deep we can go. I see myself sometimes turning my practice into a competition, and while I'm not usually bothered with anyone else, I can get lost in striving for constant progress. But with even a small amount of understanding of what yoga is really about, comes the realization that our asana practice is only meant to keep us healthy enough to sit for long periods of time in meditation. It is only to prolong our ability to live in the present moment for long enough to come to self-realization. In fact, asana is only one limb of the 8 limbs of yoga. So next time you find yourself bothered about the other people in the room or feeling like you have plateaued in your yoga progression, take a deep inhale and reach your arms to the sky. And as you exhale and bend at the waist, breathe out all of your expectations. Let go of what you think you are and what you should be. Detach yourself from your ego and just be present in the moment, this feeling, each tiny individual sensation. You are exactly where you're meant to be, right here, right now. In fact, you couldn't possibly be anywhere else or at any other point in your progression. Surrender to this moment and set yourself free. There you go.
I love it. Wow, when you first read that to me, I was like, yeah, spot on. For me, that just, hopefully, you get it, but I think sometimes when we first do yoga, it's more about, I'm sat in lotus position now, it can be a different reason. So don't be fooled that each pose has its reason, and when you start kind of letting go of expectations, letting go of how it should look, then you automatically will go further, just because it's a mental thing as well.
Yeah, and like Kelly said about her lotus position that she folds into so beautifully, and I've been doing yoga and meditation for years, and I can barely sit in cross-legged position for more than 10-15 minutes without my hips hurting and my knees hurting and everything else. And it's not about that. Even in long periods of meditation, I sit in a chair, like I used to push myself to try and pretend that I was comfortable seating like this, and it just doesn't happen. So you have to honor that, like maybe my body's just not meant to do that, and why would I waste all of my time trying to look like everybody else looks when the whole point of it would really be to have a meditation, instead of how I'm sitting.
A lot of clients say that though, don't they? I think when I first started, I was like this. But again, from your point of view, it's accepting that if that's where you can go, that's where you can go, and not pushing. I think that's, and one of the things we talk about in my coaching calls as well, I know we're digressing, but was acceptance of yourself in this world where everyone's trying to alter what they look like. Accepting who you are and what pose you're in is an art, really.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'll be like, oh well, my knee needs to be further down. No. Am I comfy? Is my back straight? And this feels good for me, and I promised to myself I wouldn't do it if it didn't feel comfortable. So in a long story short, everyone's yoga is going to look different. And so with this being in the comfort of your own home, you don't necessarily have to look at anyone else. The most important person is you. So just focus on your breath and your body. So, that aside, we're going to start our yoga lesson today. I'm going to go through what we're going to do very quickly so you know. Similar to yesterday, we're going to start with a breath, and then I'm going to go through corrections on two poses which can always be done a little bit difficult, so I want to go through that. Stick pose, which is a standing pose, two sun salutes, that movement we did yesterday, a new pose, a tree pose, a talasana, a child pose, which my friend in Cornwall, Emma, of 30 years, loves, so I'll put that in there for you today, and then breath and relaxation. Hi, thank you for everyone that is joining me for the first time. My name is Kelly. Feel free to go to day one to find out who I am and what I'm about, but both of us are about teaching yoga in a non-intimidating way to relax you over the holidays. So get comfy, whatever comfy is for you. Close your eyes and implement the breath. So breathe in and out the nose. Breathing in and breathe out. Making a long, slow breath in the nose and a long, slow breath out. Now stay here for a moment and set your intention for this lesson ahead. To be more focused on yourself, the breath, the movement. To practice the art of being in the present moment a little bit more. And now go to a natural breath, whatever natural breath is for you. Softening your face, your jaw, your forehead. and gently open your eyes. Nice. Okay, so now we're going to awaken ourselves by doing warm up, and then I'm going to do the corrections. Stand up. So we're going to start with a spinal twist like we did yesterday. So I'll get out of the way. So awakening your body, again as though it's the first time you've done this, listening to your body. And now we're going to go into the shake, shaking your hands all around. I love this one. I love being bonkers, especially when it's come from the house. So literally going around in a circle as fast as you can. Shake away anything you don't want. Nice. Keep that up. Then we're going to go up in the air and then down, bending the knees. Keep this up. Again, this is really good for the nervous system. Again, that's the medical reason for this. Maybe a few jumps. Get the heartbeat going. And now relax. Close your eyes and see if you can feel the energy that you cultivated. Observing your breath, see where you're breathing from. Gently open your eyes. And now, does your body feel okay? Mm-hmm. I'm going to do downward dog. So we show downward dog. Downward dog. As you can see, he's hip width apart with his feet. He's slightly bending his elbows, and he's got a nice straight spine. I say straight, your spine will never be straight. So lengthen the spine, so there's no curvature. So now would you be able to go to incorrect downward dog? So as you can see, his feet are further up than they should be, and there's a little bit more of a curvature here. He's forcing it, and you can feel that, can't you, on the back of your legs?
Yeah, trying to push my heels down and therefore curving my back up.
Yeah, and if you can see on the back of his legs, the back of his legs, it feels like they're quite tight. So if we can go back to the correct one, as you are now, so that this should be nice and straight. You're pulling back, so all the weight from the upper body is going to go to your lower body, and you can bend the knees. Remember, when you first start, you're going to be quite tight here. So your hip width apart. How does that feel?
That's good.
Perfect. And the other thing is that even being aware of where the weight is on your hands. So you don't want to put too much pressure. To really be on the knuckle area here and pulling back. So the way I do it is your hands are going to come slightly out as though you're holding like a doorknob, if that makes sense. So you're going to come slightly out like this and then in the elbows. That's good, yeah? Very good. Nice. So that's the correction for the downward dog. Again, I can go into greater detail, but that's the main thing. And the big thing is body awareness. If you feel any discomfort at any time, stop. This is why slow practices are really good to listen to your body. If you're doing it fast, then you tend to not get the signals of ow, that hurts. So that was downward dog. And yoga mudra, which we're going to do now, which we did yesterday. So again, this cross legs, your favourite pose. So with this one, it's where we breathe and then we turn and twist our hips. So say to the knee, and then you're going to exhale, come down. Again, you honour and stay there. Really be aware of that gap between the nose and the knee, but make sure that the hip is not lifting. So as Alan is now, it's perfect. He's grounded, his sitting bones are down, and his hips are to the knee, so it's kind of a twist. And then the letting go, like you said in his article, He wants to go for the other one. Okay, so like we said, just stay here, and as you can see, his hips are not lifted. Now do it incorrect for me.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can see it better. Like so. Yeah, excellent. So you can see the bum is lifting from the mat, and you're using that cheat. Okay, so make sure at all times, if you can, just being aware that you're sitting bones to the ground and all the way down. And what I'd say is when, for example, we do it where your nose is bending forward again. So this gap between here, the nose and the knee, really be aware of that. Again, what we said about the letting go, I say be aware of it, just try and accept that that gap's there for a reason. This is years of not necessarily moving and making our body flexible. So accepting that where you are is exactly where you need to be. And breathe through it. Observe the monkey mind. There'll be lots of things going in there. And thinking, oh, I should be here, and blah, blah, blah. Again, like what Alan's article said, really use the breath to distract you to be in the present moment. And the more you use the breath, then the more, this is take patience and dedication, then your hips will open and you'll slowly, slowly, patiently and kindly and compassionately come down. Okay. Amazing. So, we're going to do our first pose. I'm going to talk less now and go straight into the lesson. So we're going to do stick prathanasana, which in normal terms is stick pose. So your feet are going to be together. Could you go this way so they can see you? The opposite way. Sorry, facing the door. So feet together, hands to namaste. Close your eyes. And you're just going to observe the breath. Don't force the breath. And stay here. Stillness. This is preparing you for the yoga lesson. So checking that your shoulders are soft, your jaw is soft. Stay here with the breath. If you're wobbling, then feel free to move your feet a little bit apart. If you can, using a focused, conscious breath of breath in through the nose and breath out the nose. Ten more seconds here. Gently open your eyes. So we're going to start our sun salute. So feet together, hands to namaste, thumbs to sternum, lengthening into the spine. And inhale, sweeping your arms to the side, all the way over your head with a slight backward bend. And exhale, come forward. Again, second by second, honoring that mindfulness and stay here with the breath. Again, listening to your body. Stay there for a few rounds of breath. I know it's hard to breathe in the diaphragm area here. It should be really throat area for a forward fold. Bending the knees, step back with your left leg. Left knee will land and inhale, come up. Little backward bend, nice. And exhale, second by second, practicing the present moment. Perfect. To downward dog. Again, remembering what we said about the corrections, bend the knees. Perfect. And all the way back. Tailbone to the ceiling, and stay here with the breath. Again, really listening to your body. Any discomfort, honoring and listening to that. Now bring in your hips and all the way to the hands, to plank pose. Then knees come down, and curl your toes to child pose. Kiss the mat with your forehead, not literally kiss it, and then you can if you like. And then come up now to cat pose, all fours. Your hips are going to come to the mat. Hands either side into the chest. And head comes up. Nice. Again, lower back. So really focusing on the lower back here. It's a nice opening. Don't do too much. Then curl your toes back to downward dog. Putting the weight onto the hands. Push it all the way up. Bend the knees and adjust if you need to. Stay here with the breath. Slightly bending the elbows, tailbone to the ceiling. And again, you're getting a nice stretch on the back of the legs. Don't be fooled by this simple pose. It will really help you prevent any back ache and get your spine even stronger. So left foot forward now. Right knee lands. And inhale. Present moment. All the way up. Backward bend. And exhale. Slowly, slowly. Hands land to forward fold. So that right leg forward. And stay here for a bit. Smile. Excellent. Again, it will be a clavicular breath, a throat breath when you're doing a forward fold. So just observe the breath. Inhale, arms come out all the way to the side. All the way up over the head. Palms together, fingertips together. And thumbs to sternum. Perfect. Let's do one more. Inhale, arms out to the side. Deep breath in, backward bend. Exhale, come forward. Bending, stay there. Setting the left foot back now. Left knee lands. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, following the fingertips again, second by second. The eyes should follow the hands to downward dog. Excellent. Really nice. Stay there with the breath. Come down to plank pose. Knees touch the mat and curl the toes to child pose. Stay here for a moment. The cat pose. Excellent. Four legs. The cobra. Excellent. Stay here. No weight onto the hands, coming up from the lower back. Placing the weight back onto the hands, back to our downward dog. Pushing back. Stay here with the breath. Stepping the left foot forward. Right knee lands this time. Inhale, come all the way up. Make sure you concentrate. Exhale, slowly come down. Nice. Perfect. And stepping that right foot forward. Forward fold, again honouring wherever you are, really enjoying that space, if you can, between the nose and the knee, accepting exactly where you are. Easier said than done. Inhale, arms all the way up over the head, palms together, and thumbs to namaste, to step. Perfect. Yay, you're amazing. Okay, you ready for a balancing pose?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go straight into tree pose. So feet together, head, neck and back straight, soften the shoulders. And like we did yesterday, we're going to put all weight onto the left foot and lift that right foot, the sole of the foot, to the calf or the upper thigh. Hands to sternum. Again, remember, this is not about it being perfect, it's about you being rooted, and check where the weight is on the front and the heel of the foot. And stay here with your eyes looking straight ahead using the breath. I'm going to stay here for about 30 seconds today. Can you smile there? Okay. Can I do 5 minutes or 30 seconds?
30 seconds, man.
So 20 more seconds. Stay here. Again, we're really listening to the ankle, to your leg. Too much, please come down. Seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly releasing that foot to the mat mindfully. Excellent. Release your hands. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to do the same on the other side. Again, we're increasing concentration here, increasing ankle strength. So we're going to go to the right foot. Check that you've activated your thigh. All the weight is on the front and the heel of the foot, and then bringing and lifting the sole of the foot to the upper thigh. But remember, it can be here as well. Thumbs to sternum. Excellent. Stay there with the breath. Get your focus. 30 seconds. 20 more seconds. Nice. Softening the face. 10 more seconds. And slowly release. Nice. And release the hands. Talasana. So one foot and 1 foot apart. Just watch Alan how he does this. It's heel to big toe to the front of the foot. Come up onto your toes, and then you're around about 1 foot apart. So this is what we did yesterday. We're going to go up onto your toes and raise your hand at the same time. This is for synchronicity and ankle strength, and also all-round focus. So what we're going to do, are you ready? We're going to inhale for 2, hold the breath for 4, and exhale for 2. Let's go. Inhale, 1, 2, hold the breath, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale in 2, 1. Other arm, inhale, 1, 2, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale in 2, hands and heels, 2 arms at the same time. Inhale, 1, 2, hold your breath, 2, 3, 4, exhale out the nose in 2, 1, crossing over. Inhale, 1, 2, hold the breath, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 1, cross over, opposite way. Inhale, 1, 2, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, in 2, 1. Hands out to the side, inhale, 1, 2, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, in 2, 1. Let's do 1 round. Yesterday I did this version going up and then out to the side, but you did it going up and down. There's no right or wrong, but just know there's a difference between us both doing it. So we're going to do it again. Inhale, 1, 2, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 1. Other arm. 1, 2, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 1. 2 arms. 1, 2, holding that breath again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 2, 1. Crossing the hands. Inhale, 1, 2, hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 1. 1 more. I know it can be hard, this pose. 1, 2, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 1. Last one out to the side. 1, 2, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 1.
Very good.
I always do this when I'm nervous, Talasana, because, to be honest, you can't be thinking about anything else.
Yeah.
And so it's awesome, isn't it? It can be from a, some people would say that this pose is boring and it's simple, but for me, because I used to be not amazing at concentration, it really helps with my concentration. Not only that, I did jiu-jitsu a few times and they couldn't snap my ankle. So I feel that this is good for ankle strength and it's good for concentration.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay, so now we're going to go, Anna, this is your pose, child pose. Okay. Go straight down to child. So again, you might need a block for this or a cushion if you have any limitations. So your hips are going to be open, and then arms out in front of you. This is one of my favourite poses, surrender pose, full head to mat. Again, if your nose is squashed, adjust it if you need to, and just observe the breath. We're going to stay here for around about 2 minutes, focusing on your hips and your breath. Allowing yourself to rest. So if you can, focusing on the diaphragm, the chest area breath, the throat. If you can focus on these 3 parts in this pose and your hips. Try to direct all your focus to these areas while observing how your body's feeling. Taking this moment to be still in this busy world and everything that you have to do throughout the week, this is your time to be still, and how that can really help your nervous system, your body. Knowing that when we're still, we can get even more energy, recharging. So stay here in this pose. The slow is the move fast, especially for our health. One more minute here. Listening to the hips, connecting to the breath. Using the support of your hands to bring yourself up to a sitting position and coming to a seated pose, whatever's comfortable for you. Nice. Okay. So we're going to do sitting Vrksasana now. So instead of, we're going to do sitting Vrksasana. So your legs are going to be out in front of you. So would you be able to demonstrate what it looks like?
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to inhale, the arms will come up.
Arms come up. I'm going to cross the thumbs over. So it'll be at shoulder length, just in front of you. And that'll be inhale up. And we're going to exhale to the side for 2. We're going to do 2. So we exhale 1, 2. And then we're going to hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Then inhale 1, 2. Then to the other side, exhale 1, 2. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Then inhale 1, 2.
Really good. And as you can see with Alan, the back is nice and straight. And the twist here, don't be fooled that it's just your random yoga pose twisting. It's really helping your digestive system and detoxifying the organs. So let's go. So inhale and then exhale for 2, 1, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 1, 2, exhale, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, and rest. We'll do it again. Inhale, exhale with a twist. Holding here. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, come up, straighten in the back if you can. And exhale to the other side. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. And exhale, the arms down. Nice.
One more.
Okay, one more. Relax as well. Inhale and exhale with a twist. 1, 2, hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, exhaling. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. Again, makes you concentrate, doesn't it? It's not always easy, these poses, but be patient with yourself. Okay, so now we're going to do, what is on my magical list today? Breathing. And then we're going to do relaxation. And I've moved the microphone so it'll be a little bit louder for you. Okay, breathing technique, we're going to breathe in for 4 and breathe out for 4. So again, if people are new to this, just focus, if you can, just on the seconds for the time being. We're going to breathe in and breathe out. You get comfy. So, we're going to do 3 rounds of breathing in for 4 and breathe out for 4. This is called equalizing breath. So when you're ready, exhale your breath. And inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just open your eyes. Now hands underneath the chest to the intercostal, and you're going to do 4 out and 4 in, softening the shoulders. So inhale outwards with the ribcage, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2, focus on the outwards motion. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more round. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2. And release for a moment. Just observe how you feel after all that breathing. Breath really is magical. Now, so breathe in for 2 and breathe out for 2. We'll do this for 3 rounds. So can you show first? So it should look like that. Open. So it's just this area that's moving. And let's go. So 1, 2, breathe out, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2, 1. Again, 1, 2, 2, 1, and release. One hand you're going to lay down now. One hand on your diaphragm. Your knees will be bent, and here you're just going to inhale and expand your stomach. So if you could just move your hands so you can see Alan. So he's going to breathe in, and his stomach's going to come all the way up. The diaphragm is just above the navel. And then exhale, the navel's going to come in. Perfect. So we're going to do 3 rounds of 4 seconds in and out. Again, really good pose to get more energy into the body. So when you're ready, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, outwards, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the hand for a moment. Do natural breath with your eyes closed. And just observe everything that we've done today. The listening to us, moving, breathing, sun salutes, tree pose, concentration, twisting the body, being aware and reflecting on that journey, because every movement represents self-care to yourself. Again, be aware and proud that you put this time aside for you. I know it's so busy, and making an hour for yourself means an awful lot to yourself. And relaxing the legs and preparing for Alan's favourite pose, Shavasana, relaxation. Okay, so relaxing, palms facing up, relaxing the ankles. If you need to put a cushion underneath the knee, feel free, and stay here observing the breath. Again, this is always a little bit of a mind game, and the fact that you might be thinking of lots of stuff, but if you can, just focusing on the points and listen to my voice as a body scan to relax you from toe to head.
Being aware over the next 10 minutes, this is your time to completely relax. Observe the rise and fall of your breath, listening to my voice, and relaxing your body and mind from head to toe. This is your time. Being aware of any physical distractions or noises around you, and come back to the rise and fall of your breath and the intention to relax your body and mind from head to toe. Bring awareness to your toes. Give them a wiggle. Be aware of everything your toes do every day. And now tell your toes to relax. Completely relaxing your toes. Again, observing the rise and fall of your breath. And when you exhale, telling your body to relax that little bit more. This is your time. Moving your focus and your attention now to your feet. Be aware of everything your feet do every day. And now, with the power of your mind, tell them to soften. Completely relax your feet. Slowly moving your attention now to your ankles. Again, being aware of everything they do, being aware and grateful for that, and again, with your power of your mind, tell them to relax. Completely relax your ankles. Piece by piece. Any thoughts or distractions come back to the breath, continuing to listen to my voice, surrendering into the present moment, and know that this is your time to recharge and rejuvenate. Slowly bring your awareness now to the back of your legs, the calves and the muscles within the back of your legs, and tell them to soften, completely relaxing the back of your legs, piece by piece. On your exhalation, relaxing your muscles that little bit more. Bringing focus now to your knees. Be aware of everything you do with your knees and all the bends that they do every day, and now tell your knees to soften. Completely relaxing your knees. Again, bringing your attention back to the rise and fall of your breath, and reminding yourself in this present moment there's nothing else that you need to do but recharge and look after your body and mind, piece by piece. Slowly bringing your attention now to your thighs, being aware of everything your thighs do every day and the muscles within them, and tell your thighs to soften, completely relaxing your thighs. Any thoughts or distractions, coming back, bringing your awareness back to the rise and fall of your breath. This is your time. Bring your attention now to your hips. Be aware of what your hips do every day and tell your hips to soften, completely and finally relaxing your hips, piece by piece. Every time you exhale, you're melting your body into the mat that little bit more. Bring your focus now to your stomach, your digestive system. Again, being aware of everything your stomach does every day. And again, with the power of your mind, tell your digestive system and your stomach to finally relax, bit by bit. Slowly bringing your focus now to your chest, being aware of everything your chest does and how your lung capacity is greater after the breathing exercises we've done in your lesson. And now tell your chest to soften. Completely relax your chest, piece by piece. Bring focus now to your shoulders and neck. Any knots or stresses, being aware of that and releasing them with the power of your exhalation, and tell your shoulders and neck to soften bit by bit. Bring your awareness now to your upper arms and your lower arms. Feel the muscles within your arms and again everything they do. Being aware and grateful for that, and now tell your arms to soften. Observing the rise and fall of your breath and reminding yourself again that this is your time to recharge. Bring focus to your wrist, hands and fingertips, being aware of everything your wrist, hand and fingertips do, and tell all three to completely soften, completely relaxing your wrist, hand and fingertips. Again, surrendering into the moment and recharging your body and mind. Bring focus now to your face. Relax your eyes, nose, cheeks and ears with a slight smile, relaxing your facial muscles, and tell your face to soften. Take the next few moments to follow your body from head to toe. You relax your toes and feet, ankles, calves, knees, thighs, hips, pelvic area, stomach, chest, shoulders and neck, upper and lower arms, wrist, hand and fingertips, and now face. Take the next few minutes to continue to lie there and relax from head to toe. This is your time. Slowly and gently awakening your toes and fingertips and bringing yourself back into the room. Gently awakening yourself from your Shavasana and observing how you feel. Thinking about one thing that you're grateful for today, whether it's this awesome yoga practice, or Alan, or just having a comfy night's sleep. Thinking about that one thing you're grateful for. Letting that go, and very slowly and gently moving your toes and fingertips. Bring yourself back into the room, awakening your body, stretching your body any which way feels comfortable. Rolling onto your right side if you can, into Tadasana, knees bent, and use the support of your hands to come up to your comfy sitting position, still with your eyes closed. As your eyes are closed, observing your breath, and this is a point where we check in with ourselves and see how you feel. How does your body feel? How active are your thoughts? What are your emotions like? Again, be the observer. Remembering when we're first starting something to be kind and patient with ourselves, and even if we're revisiting something that we have expectations of in a different style, knowing the intention is to put time aside for ourselves. This hour represents you saying yes to you, yes to your health, and feeling clearer and hopefully calmer for the day ahead. Rubbing your hands together. Cupping your hands and placing them over your eyes, and again observe, looking in your mind's eye to the third chakra, and just observe. Bring hands to heart. It's an honor to teach and guide you everyone through the window, and to you, my amazing husband, thank you so much for your time.
Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you for expertise. I really loved it. I hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good. Yes.
So I hope you're feeling relaxed too. Again, any questions, feel free to DM me or send me an email. But again, from my heart to yours, keep putting yourself first. I had some really nice emails yesterday saying I've set up in my front room and I'm putting time aside for myself, and I don't usually do it, and that just makes my heart sing. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Alan is actually going to be teaching a lesson tomorrow week. So feel free to join us for that. We've got some awesome stuff coming up, and not only just a hatha practice, we're going to be doing some other stuff to do with different styles. I've had lots of questions asking what's this yoga and that yoga, and I would like to showcase our interpretation of what each yoga is, so when you go to a yoga class, hopefully you know what to expect. See you tomorrow.